Ho ho ho, and welcome to Al Dente Rigamortis. I'm Review Claus.
I'm Mikey, the Euston's Ebenezer.
And I'm the Grinch in yellow.
And we're here to discuss those internet stories, most creepy and most pasta, and be critically silly doing it. And for this festive season, most SCP, because it's SCP-Cember.
Yeah, the story itself has nothing to do with Christmas.
No, it's just it's SCP December. We mashed it together years ago. Now it's SCP-Cember. It's a thing.
Mhm.
Welcome to our show. And yeah, we're covering the next story, or one of the stories in the Are We Cool Yet series of stories, Birth by Guitar.
You said that wrong.
What?
You said that wrong. It's Birth by Guitar.
Yes, I am Genki from Monster Rancher.
Yeah,
Japanese
specifically the human dub where he says birth when he's creating a creature.
Well, no, it's the Japanese. It's the Japanese like version, and then in the English subtitles, it's birth.
Oh, I thought the English dub he yelled birth.
No, in the English dub, it's unlock.
Oh, okay, got you.
But in the original Japanese, Genki, whenever he like wakens a mystery disc into a monster at the shrine, it's he like hits the button down and yells birth.
Yeah,
It's so ridiculous.
I guess I thought it was the English dub because like we have yelled that so many times. Meanwhile, like in the show,
also,
he's yelling like Japanese as he's doing it.
But here's the thing: no, he's not. He is saying birth.
You're fucking with my head, man.
hang on, Japanese. No, I'm not gonna look this up yet.
It's not important. It was just a throwaway joke. We can continue.
Yeah. But yeah, we are covering Birth by Guitar.
Mhm.
Which is an SCP story. You can check it out at scpwiki.wikidot.com.
I hate the sound of that.
It's by Zolgamax.
He sounds like a villain in D&D.
Yeah, Zolgamax. It does. Apparently that's his last name too, because he has a regular on his profile. He has a regular first name.
Oh, that's actually his name. That's sick.
Well, I don't know if that's his. That might just be like a character, like in his like profile name. But like they, in his profile, he does have like a regular like person name,
Okay.
a regular English name.
Mm.
So, but yeah. Anyway, so this is the story we're covering. You can check it out at scp.wiki.wikidot.com, and you can also check a bunch of the other SCP Foundation stories and entries there. We encourage you to do so. But for this episode, we should probably do our initial recommendations. Tentatively, a full recommendation.
I'm not going to recommend it.
Isn't a tentative full recommendation a partial recommendation?
No, because
Well,
we'll get into
you'll
it.
get
We'll
there. You'll
into-
get there.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Yeah.
I'm not going to recommend this one,
Yeah, that's fair.
but we'll see if you can change my mind.
No, I understand why you guys aren't giving it a recommendation, but yeah,
Mm.
we'll see why and what have you. So, starting with the rundown, the story follows the end of day performance piece at the decennial art exhibition of Sommes-nous devenus magnifiques, or Are We Magnificent? The exhibition from the Are We Cool Yet entries and such. And we're not sure which decade this is, but it's one of the decennial exhibitions. A large crowd has amassed to witness it, and it starts when a woman with a guitar leaves the exhibit as its doors close and asks the crowd why they're all there. The crowd gets very rowdy, and she demands that they must have one person speak for them. Nobody in particular. And in fact, nobody, a man in a nice suit, appears amidst the crowd to represent them. Following some silly banter, he states that they want the guitarist to play a song stolen from the future, to which, after some final coy banter and some sound checking on her part, she begins to sing. We then get the song "Mana Charity Man," in full lyrics. It's a song about looking for this charity man who has got some plans to change the world, and people are looking for him. It's a whole thing. Then the song ends, and people applaud, and nobody, in quotes, tips his hat before disappearing into the crowd. The doors to the exhibit open just a creak, or just a crack, and the winds begin to pick up around the exhibition or the performance piece, taking the song away to parts beyond, perhaps the future. We then see that the song makes its way to a man sometime later, trying to write something in New York City, and it's here that he hears a voice on the wind coming through his window, and it propels him to, or motivates him to start writing a declaration of the founding of a new group named the Mana Charitable Foundation. Finn. That is basically Birth by Guitar in a nutshell. So, with that out of the way, I guess we'll move on to everyone tolerates the Grammar Inquisitions at this point. I got nothing. Mikey, D stands for evil.
Well, I have a conjunction junction.
All right. And next stop, Conjunction Junction. Doot, doot.
It would be more accurate to say that history is doomed to repeat itself. It was slow at first, with a few figures crossing the waters by bridge. It was closing time at the Soms News Devenus Magnifiques, and the final exhibition was about to begin. It simply moved outdoors. It was an old performance, one that had been scripted decades earlier. And who are you? It will be stealing from me. And help me if you can. But don't you frown, 'cause the charity man. And help me if you can. But I ain't seen no charity man. And help me if you can. Finn.
I think your needle's stuck in the groove there.
That was like that was actually pretty cool because it was like you start like the song the bits that you took from the song because they had conjunctions or
because they start with words that they probably shouldn't, like it's in their butts, because there's always better words to use.
Thank you for that flawless segue or interjection. Yeah, they actually like kind of like made it work because like you grabbed the ones that like had like rhyming ends to them, just inadvertently. So, but yeah, that was basically a again an even more skimmed down, like cropped and cut rundown.
That being said, I don't think the grammar is technically wrong in a song like that.
No, it is not.
So, in fact, before it was just like except when it's dialogue. Now it's except when it's dialogue or like written verses of a song.
Yeah, because like songs are like an art form, not really like you don't have to worry about like grammar too much with them.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it rhymes, like stuff rhymes and such. So
I gotta start putting asterisks after my like start with words that they probably shouldn't, like it's ends or buts, because there's always better words to use. Asterisk.
And that's
because the first asterisk is if it's the first one is if it's dialogue, and the second one is if it's songs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why you have me, because I usually like counter you guys. It's like, well, I mean, there's dialogue, so like go to hell.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly like that. You go to hell, you die. Anyway, Gamer, do we have any grammar in yellow?
Hell no.
All right. Then let's move on to actual thoughts. So I'm going to start with this one here. As the sun set over the Seine River, the migration began. It was slow at first, with a few figures crossing the water by bridge. As the sky darkened, the travelers multiplied. They came in bikes, boats, taxis, and trucks. A few walked. A few more ran. The sun sank completely below the horizon, and the migration ceased. The crowd, now a few hundred strong, reached its destination, merging with the multitude of individuals who were already there. Did anyone else like read this part and think like they were literally multiplying, like splitting mitosis style?
A little bit at the start
And
of it,
then-
because I'm like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, and then literally merging into the crowd like thing style, like they're just like combining.
Into like a Shoggoth at the end.
Yeah, as they cross the river and such. Like,
Mhm.
I think it's because obviously like this is an SCP story, so I was expecting like something horrible or like some kind of
Horrible?
yeah, it's horrifying and horrible at the same time.
That's horrible.
Horrible, yes, you're right. Definitely wasn't my flub.
No.
But I was also like, I was just expecting the exhibit, like some exhibit had just mutated and incited this crowd of patrons.
Mhm.
Like,
I wouldn't put it past it.
yeah, exactly. But then it's just meant to be figuratively because of like that situation. So, but I'll move on to the next thing I have. A large poster glued to the wall of the gallery lied about the reason for this closing in 17 different languages. The poster identified the downtime as, among other things, a time to have lunch in French, a cleaning period in English, a dirtying period in German, and a mandatory smoke break in Swahili. You can't just say it's in 17 different languages and not give us the full listing of different
really?
excuses and languages. Yes, I'm going to be that pedantic.
You're gonna be that guy.
Or at the very least, shorten the list, or like if you're gonna like have the list shortened like this, and leave it with like and so on, or to name a few.
Yes.
Well-
Honestly, you're right.
Yeah, I fully agree because this is an SCP entry and it should be meticulous. with
Yeah,
the
I mean,
detail.
it is an SCP tale, which is they can kind of get away with it by having like a more structured, like traditional like story writing format. But yeah, it's an SCP, so like we're like you name drop like 17 different, or you said there were 17 different languages, and then you only give us like what 1, 2, 3, 4.
The one thing I don't get is what is the purpose of each language saying a different lie?
That
It's like,
also
oh, it's
yeah,
Swahili. They all smoke. So yeah,
I
do
think-
smoking.
I think honestly that's just like the artistic rebellion of just like we're gonna be silly and coy and have each excuse be something different.
But what if someone shows up and they know French and Swahili? Then they're like, which is it? Are they having a smoking lunch break?
That sounds like the Are We Cool Yet guys would just be like, yes. Like they're those kind of people where it's just like wait, it says two different things. It's like, yes, it does.
Yes, but
Deal with
also
it.
like people who would be potentially there to like shut them down, because is this illegal? First
Okay,
off?
here's my other thing. When I was reading this and said like I almost thought like the posters were gonna lie about the real reason for the exhibit,
Yeah.
to stay under the radar of certain investigative foundations.
I don't get how this doesn't get like noticed.
I don't know either. I
Because
guess
they
maybe,
make a big thing about it.
yeah, like it is kind of odd that like the SCP Foundation doesn't have like one of their branches in Paris, or like they don't just have like a check like a an operation in like a team or a task force in Paris that's just like monitoring art galleries.
Yeah,
Or-
especially when there's like a huge crowd that
It's like,
runs through the streets of Paris late at night, every day, on the same day every 10 years.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, is it the same day every 10 years, or is it like is it a randomized day every 10 years that like happens? So like
Maybe.
because like I feel like because like the location seems to be always, at least like, unless this is the same time as the previous story, which was like during the 1920s or like the 1930s maybe. So like, but it does seem like they're always on the same, they're always in the same location across the river from the other art exhibit. So
Still,
yeah,
the
I
quote
know.
here: the crowd, now a few hundred strong. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that is a lot of people. Mind you, it's Paris, so like it could be like that, like a lot of people out in the crowds, like it could just be like a tourism thing or like but yeah, I do get what you're saying. It's like that's a lot of people. That's a noticeable amount of people.
Yeah,
That's a protest.
pretty much. Yeah, like if it was like 50 people, it's like okay, you can get away with that. But a few hundred, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
a
like they
full
would
blown-
need to like do it multiple times throughout the days in like smaller like groups of people being allowed in, trying to keep it on the down low, not just like here's a few hundred people walking up to this art gallery that's closed. Weird.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all getting in? That's weird. Oh well.
I definitely want to. Yeah, I definitely want to see an Are We Cool Yet story where from an SCP agent's point of view, like trying to infiltrate and like have that like how does the Foundation like what happens when the Foundation actually does like track one of these exhibits down, and like what happens? Like I want to see one of those. Like I want to see a crackdown story, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Is it all the entries for Are We Cool Yet? Are they all SCP stories like this, or are there some that are SCP entries?
Oh, there's like whole entries like that are connected to the group of interest.
Right, because we've done one or two of them before.
Yeah, that's how we found out about the Are We Cool Yet? Like, we said like, oh, this is to this group, and then we were like, what the hell is this group? Why is it called Are We Cool Yet? And then that's how we're here. Now. Right,
because there's collected data, which is what we're going through, but there's further research, which is the actual documented entries.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so yeah, it was definitely kind of like it's like the posters being propaganda, like or having their like lying about like where they're at and so that's definitely like again on brand for like an art group of just being like kind of trolls like that. Like every version of the excuse is a different like type of excuse in a different language. Like that's something an artist would do.
I suppose, yeah.
You're right.
As
somebody who's an artist, that's something one of us would do. We're dicks.
At least you're aware of it.
Yeah, but it's also like kind of funny that like it's like I because yeah, again, it like it slightly pokes a hole as like how is this exhibit like not been caught or like stopped, or at the very least they must be monitored by the Foundation. Maybe they're just being monitored and not like outright caught, because the anomalies are the anomalies they're using are like classified as safe. Because so far they've been non-violent or harmful.
With our one option that we've seen so far.
Yeah. Despite the contrary from what we've heard before about them. So.
Yeah. Like some of the people in the group, in those few hundred strong, are actually like part of like a task force.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
A supernatural task force, if you will.
I'll get to that. I got a bit about that later, okay? We'll get to that. All right. I'll move on to the next thing I have.
Well, I'm looking over the other list. One of them is Project Proposal 2019-319 Urban Cuddles. Oh, can we do that one?
we are totally covering that one. Maybe we'll do that one in the new year, before we'll do that one like in with the regular roster, not just like waiting until December.
Yeah, some of these names are great. Like another one is Art as a Getaway Drug.
Okay, yeah, we got to do that. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Sorry, I'm distracting myself and us.
Yeah. Next quote I have. Go on, make your selection. Choose somebody to do the talking. Nobody in particular. As it did every night, the crowd parted and to reveal a serene, well-dressed man. The man strode to the front of the crowd and locked eyes with the guitarist. The crowd held its breath. The man coughed, and the exchange began. It was an old performance. It's an older code, sir, but it checks out. Mm-hmm. It was an old performance, one that had been scripted decades earlier. As the two players spoke, the members of the audience mouthed the performance lines, having seen the exchange dozens of times before. And who are you? Asked the guitarist. I am, as you requested, replied the man. Nobody in particular. So, connective tissues time.
Okay.
We recently in one of our D&D campaigns for One Less Die, our sister podcast, we had an occult ritual that was played up as part of a like performance piece to a crowd of townsfolk who were like throwing the group coins and like basically like they believed that the ritual that the players were conducting was a busking situation, and so like there was like a performance piece. So I just thought that was kind of funny because like this story that I'm reading for this week is also about essentially a ritual that's a part of a performance piece.
Wow, yeah. That did literally happen last week.
Yeah.
It's a shame our
Also-
bard didn't have a guitar like this one. He had a slide whistle, but that's fine.
Hey, that's just as good.
Yeah.
Also, this is the sort of detractor. Or this is sort of a detractor for the story for me. But when this part started, I was expecting something horrifying and grotesque to befall the audience,
Of course.
and was left a little let down that nothing like that happens in this story.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's, yeah. I was like, oh, this story is just it's going on that end of the SCPs where it's like not like a grotesque, horrifying, sanity breaking thing. It's just like a weird, whimsical sort of thing. Also,
for all we know, nothing actually happened. It could just be all mundane. Like there was nothing overtly supernatural happening at all.
and certainly for the audience in this moment, like in the time period of like the performance, nothing happened. It's not till later that supposedly that song carried on the winds to some future person, and like or that song like was like inspired that other person, but like that song was from the future supposedly, so it was just another song that somebody wrote and then it inspired some other person.
Yeah, I didn't get the song from the future part at all.
It says future, but then it says stealing from me and not the future, so it's not from the future.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was even a part with that where it's like what came first, the chicken or the egg sort of situation. Like in this ritual or this song performance, like what came first? Like did she in fact steal it from the future, or did the future steal her song? Like did she put that out into the universe like with her performance? It was very peculiar, and I was like, oh, it's sort of like it's sort of a like, I am the dreamer, you are the dream, or like which one of us is dreaming and which one of us is the dream.
I feel like the only way this could work is if there were like two, like she's female, so there were two sisters. One's a little older, but they look very similar. And the whole bit is the older one during the bit says like, I've come from the future to tell you this song, and then teaches the younger one the song.
Maybe, I don't know. I think it's just like I think maybe it meant for this one. It's like she's just like, it's almost like if there had been a description of her like as she was like testing the sounds, like because she was doing like a sound check kind of thing and like trying to catch the song in her mind. Perhaps we could have gotten a little bit more of her like actually like legitimately like psychically catching something out of the ether.
I thought she was just tuning her guitar and just like clearing her throat.
Yeah, catching her throat, and then also apparently like ripping it through it, and viscera coming out. At least that's how I like initially interpreted what she said, or how it's described.
Okay.
Yeah, where is it? Yeah, she tried a few notes before she felt her voice catch on the proper one. She hummed again, and her voice caught again. She tried once more and felt the catch in her throat tear itself free. Releasing a deep, throaty voice, the guitarist opened her mouth and sang. Blood and viscera flowed out like a hose. That's what I saying that. That's what I added.
I see.
The imagery can be quite disturbing if you're reading this as an SCP anomaly, which or as certain types of SCP anomalies, because again, not all SCPs are horrifying and terrible. Some of them are just like quirky and kooky, like
999.
Yeah, the little yellow goopy guy.
Yeah, the best SCP.
Yeah, he gives great hugs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it was just like, oh, that's okay, that's interesting. It's just like it's a lot of these SCP, a lot of this, like the stories, like you can't really be this vague. I mean, you can, but just expect your reader to maybe like expect something horrifying to happen because of how vague you're being. Because then, like you can't be as figurative, because we're gonna some readers are gonna take it literal because we're reading a story from the SCP Foundation. We're expecting something horrifying.
Yeah, and like it with like her voice, like she's trying to like catch the right tone or whatever, and then it comes out like deeper and throatier.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say like sounds like a voice that's not her own, you know?
Yeah,
so it would be cooler if it was someone's else's entirely different voice. Like, you know, it's someone else because it's like a male voice or something like that.
Yes, exactly. Because even at the end of the story, we get that bit where like the guitarist battle and like the winds carried the song to the lips of the performance or the performer who would sing it for the first time years later. So that would have been really cool if it like and then if it had, like added something where like and that voice, the voice of that performer, was uncannily like the performer or like the guitarist at the exhibit.
Mhm.
Like it was just like had been like again like she had like taken his voice or taken that performer's voice, like man or woman or whatever.
Mhm.
Like that would have like been really cool.
You know what's weird to me? Like the whole like idea of this supernatural song thing that's going on is like the guitarist sings the song and then the song goes on the winds to the next person that's going to sing it. But that's not like outwardly like weird and supernatural because like when you write a song, it's created in that time. In the next year, that song exists. You can just like get the song from the other person. So like it's not weird.
I understand what you're saying. I think in this case it's supposed to be meant that like it's not simply like it was written down or like somebody heard it like from a person. It was like it was taken on the winds by an anomaly and propelled forward like away from that time and place.
But all of the people listening to this know it.
That's true. Yeah. So
unless they were just mouthing the dialogue but not the words to the song.
Actually, that's kind of what I thought what they were doing. Like, I understand like why somebody might think like they were also like mouthing the song, but I think honestly they were just mouthing the performance, like the lines that the nobody and the guitarist were saying.
Yeah,
before the guitarist started singing, because like that's why they're there. They're here to hear a new song, so they wouldn't have known the song.
I guess I didn't get that though. It sounded like every year the guitarist plays this exact same song.
I will say that maybe should have been like better clarified in the story, that like that they weren't, that the audience was no longer mouthing the words because they were like in rapt attention for the new song.
Yeah, it's a new song. They can't mouth the words. They don't know it.
Exactly. Yeah. And actually, it would be creepier if they could suddenly like mouth the words, because then suddenly like that's an anomaly.
Mm-hmm. It does make a little bit more sense with that kind of light now, because then if she's grabbing this song from the future, this is a song based on the Mana Charitable Foundation that the guy's making in the future.
Yeah,
that someone wrote a song about that, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or yeah, somebody wrote that song, and I mean, I'll get into the Mana Charitable Foundation in a second, because this is we're about to enter the part where I was like, I went down a deep dive a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So back to the whole nobody thing.
Sure.
That started this tirade, or started this, not tirade, this tangent. So delving a bit deeper, I have discovered that nobody is in fact an instance. The Mr. Nobody in this instance is actually a link to another group of interest. And so this is from the foreword of the Nobody Hub in the SCP Wiki. The text details information on the supposed group or individual entity referred to as Nobody. The information is vague and inconclusive. Known information includes: no two individuals operating under the alias Nobody have been seen active at the same time. Frequently, though not always, Nobody appears to be an elderly human male of European descent, dressed in a gray or black suit. Nobody often provides unwarranted assistance to the Foundation. In other cases, Nobody will attempt to undermine the Foundation. Nobody is generally nonviolent and non-hostile towards Foundation personnel. Agents are required to immediately report any individual matching the description or self-identifying as Nobody. Caution is recommended when dealing with this entity. Command will decide appropriate reactions to Nobody on a case-by-case basis. So, yeah, another rabbit hole, Alice. We really should just rename ADR's like abbreviation to be like, I don't know, the Alice Delve Regency. It could be the information gathering department of the SNTF, the Supernatural Task Force. Yeah, we can make our own group of interest in lore 2 SCP.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, no, it's just like, wow, just another rabbit hole. Like, because I was like, it said like, oh, there's nobody character. It's like, I looked up like nobody SCP is like, no, he's got a whole thing. He has a whole thing going on.
That's pretty neat.
He's got his own stories, his own SCP entries that he's been affiliated with. Holy crap.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, when reading through this, if the nobody character is actually like the SCP that is taking the song and like, or getting the song from the future and giving it.
It could be. It could also just be like he's just the catalyst for this other anomaly. Or he just like, because he seems to pop up every time this thing happens for this performance. Like another individual named Mr. Nobody shows up.
Couldn't like the SCP Foundation just jump him?
No, because then well, again, it's like there's like so many of these like individual characters like and entities that like are like seem like regular humans, but like I'm sure like the SCP Foundation has tried. In fact, again, I would love a story where like the SCP Foundation like does a sting operation and to catch nobody, and they catch nobody. I like out of
do they catch nobody or do they catch nobody?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, and you know what? Down this rabbit hole we go. Further, Alice. I'm gonna start with the song. Oh no, I'm not gonna do the song yet. I'm gonna do
the song from the future that the guitarist got. Johnny Be Good.
Yeah, hang on, I got yeah, this is like so. At the end of the story, we get like the writer rose to close the shutters, then froze for a moment. He was certain that he'd heard a voice drifting through the room along with the wind. Then he dropped back into his seat and began to write. The voice in the window forgotten. And then the writings that he wrote was in the interest of sharing all of God's miracles with the least of his children, and in the interest of humanity as a whole, I am pleased to announce the formation of a new organization that shall work towards the liberation of those in poverty, in depression, and in the throes of death. This organization shall hereby be known as the Mana Charitable Foundation. May it prosper for generations to come, and all of mankind with it. So, this is now our second group of interest connected to this story outside of the first group, the original group of interest, the AWCY question mark. This thing's producing more groups of interest than we have time for. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but again, like much like the Mr. Nobody story, but like, yes, the Mana Charitable Foundation is yet another group with its own hub of stories and SCPs. In fact, it even has its own Wikipedia.
Wow.
It's a the description for it essentially is it's a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing emergency relief and humanitarian aid to underdeveloped areas around the world. It does this through the use of anomalies in their operations.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Now based on their own wiki, and the official naming of the group, or there's a publication event where they become much more mainstream, like and aware to the public seemingly in their own like alternative timeline or canon. Like they've created their own timeline or canon where like they basically subvert the SCP Foundation and take over like as like and like kind of like become way more mainstream and like known to the public. And based on the information I found on their wiki about that, like about either their founding, like the founding of the modern version, because apparently this there were predecessor organizations or predecessor movements to the Mana Charitable Foundation that like date back to like 3,000 years based on the history in their wiki. Again, it's a whole new canon of the SCP Foundation like setting, or at least like the anomaly setting with this other organization. But back to my point here, based on the information I was tracking, then I was like skimming through on their wiki, the final portion of this of the birth by guitar, the future event where like the guy's writing and stuff like that, that either takes place in 1947 or 2021. But that's just based on my speculation off of like what I was able to kind skim through their opening wiki page.
Why such a variance in year? When
Well,
isn't it basically just whenever it was created?
So 1947 is when the organization was created, where it was founded, and its modern interpretation. But 2021 is when they went public. So for me, this is speculation, but I could maybe interpret that like the writings that the guy did, like the guy in New York that was writing, that might have been like basically the declaration of the publication, or it could have been the declaration of the founding of the organization.
Okay. I think it makes more sense as the founding, because if he already knew about it, why would he have to wait for a song to come on the winds to tell him the name of it?
That's true. Yeah. So so it might be 1947, which then probably posits that like perhaps because cool is used, and I know we already had this discussion last week. We're not getting into it again.
Yeah.
So it could either be this could be like the final performance of the 1920s entry that we read previous, or maybe even the 1930s.
Yeah.
Because it would have been like some years later. So, but technically it could even be the 40s, because this song, or because these writings might have happened in the 47, which would have still been within the next 10 years of the 40s one. So
it could be the day before he wrote that.
Well, no, it does say like years later.
Oh yeah,
the song is created. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's just again another group of interest that like it seems kind of interesting. Like also seems like playing with fire, using anomalies to like help the poor, and like don't get me wrong.
it sounds like they're basically what I wanted SCP to be in the first place. Because like half the time we were talking about SCPs, like when they have abilities and stuff that can help people, I'm like, why aren't they using this to like better the world?
That's true, yeah, and like hopefully like there are no like and because it's also a horror thing, like there would be possible ramifications even from using like seemingly safe anomalies, but yeah, like the this is basically it's a seemingly altruistic organization that's looking to harness the power of the anomalies to help the unfortunate and like the suffering.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you want, you can check out, like, again, it's a whole it's its own bag of worms, a whole can of worms, their whole wiki, and they've got stories and entries as well. So, I'm not going to go too deep into it other than from what I've already gotten, because I need to get back to the surface from these tunnels that I've been digging.
Yeah, honestly.
Again, this is I gotta check out of the of my delve shift. But I'll go back to backing away from the groups of interest that are mentioned in the story, that we're gonna die of old age before, at least you and I, gamer, are gonna die of old age before we get to like even like the tip of the iceberg that is like the SCP Foundation and affiliated like stuff.
Mm-hmm. Just us, because Mikey's eternal.
Yeah, exactly. Mikey's a star demon.
Mm.
But yeah, so backing away from the groups of interest and such, I'll continue on with the other things I have for the story. I think I only have 2 or 3 more things left. So with this quote here, what did you hope to accomplish by gathering before me tonight? We have come to be cool. Why? Sorry. Why not take a dip in the river then? The guitarist replied with a smile. The crowd chuckled. The joke wasn't particularly funny and hadn't matured well after the 1,000th repetition, but the crowd always chuckled. I'm sorry, but are we cool yet? Using dad jokes, not very cool.
Pretty damn cool in my book.
Agree to disagree. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love that. It's like, are we like? It's like, why have you come here? We have come to be cool. It's like, to go in the river. It's like, oh, you. And now for the main event here.
Also, actually, before you say that, them saying why not take a dip in the river, that's probably also another nod to the fact that like the word cool to mean like hip and with it probably isn't very popular yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably from like, because it's a joke that's been around since the earliest times. So like, yeah, like it's just like it's somebody didn't get it and like, oh, we go in the river. It's like, oh wait, and then that just became the joke.
Mhm.
But yes, now my main event of kind of what redeemed the story for me a little bit, because at this point I had been like a little, not gonna lie, I was a little let down at how like not spooky this was. Like it was whimsical and weird enough, but it wasn't spooky, which is what I was here for. But then I got this, and this is, and I'll say this: this isn't because make it spooky. This just like made my day.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with. So this is like the quote I'm just gonna take from. This is actually part of the song. Brother, won't you lend your ear and help me if you can? 'Cause I ain't seen hide no hair of the man of charity man. So this song, which is a full song, is very well written, a very fun thing. Really, it adds some immersion as it's original to the song or original to the story. Like I'm pretty sure Zolgamax actually wrote it, based on the comments and stuff, comment section and such. And Zolgamax even cites in the comments that the song was inspired melodically by Pantheon, which is a song by Ain't Gonna Catch You, which is a song on the Bastion video game soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
My one wish, and I'm aware that it's a lot of work, and that would be involved, or like there's a lot of work that would be involved in this, is someday we get a sample of this song for reals, like someone record it and has it provided, either embedded in the story somewhere, or like at the bottom of the story, or as a link in the story, or to like around adjacent to the story, just like to fully capture what the song should or might have actually sounded like. That's what I wrote down when I first like came across the song and like read this thing. Addendum: there are in fact 2 renditions out there of this song, based on the discussion section of this story, which is basically the comments section, and they are quite spectacular. So
Yeah, as you were talking about this, I'm like Googling and YouTubing. Is like, is there actually a song?
So I repeat, why aren't these linked in the story or like in like accompanying them? Like, why haven't they been like mentioned as like a, even if you want to like add it in lore, like, oh, these are like recordings captured of like previous performances or something like that, or of that performance. And by the way, the 2 versions I found in the comments are all both on SoundCloud. One is by Pepper Ghost, who is an SCP. They're both SCP writers and contributors. But Pepper Ghost sang the song without guitar accompaniment, and then Mandos Walker sang the song with guitar accompaniment. Both are crazy good pieces of fan music.
Nice.
Like here, I will send you guys the links so you can like see.
Are these gonna be like on your phone, like the next time we go?
The guitar one probably more than the one without the guitar. The guitar really complements the song.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna post these here for you guys to like check out. And we'll have a brief period.
Sure. Also, to what you said before about you wanting them to be linked here, I don't think it would be good to have them linked in canon, because it doesn't really make sense. Because like, I don't know.
Mean, I feel like you could find a way to like add them at the end of the story and like have like maybe even like an addendum, like just like even have it like classify, like you have to declassify it in order to like activate, like to get the link.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just think like, as much as like, because it's fine to read the song, but like honestly listening to the song and reading the lyrics, like following along, was super enjoyable and actually kind of like made my day. So I'll wait. Let me know when you guys are done.
Oh, you posted it. I didn't see it. I feel like the guitar was way too.
And we're back. And you too can also go listen to the song, as I will have it in the description below. So, yeah, what do you guys think?
I mean, it's pretty sweet that that a couple people like actually took the time to do these. I like the way that the non-guitar one actually sung it. It kind of flowed really nicely. The guitar one, like it I don't know, there's like hitches in the way that it was sung, and it didn't really sound as smooth. Although I did appreciate the guitar accompaniment, although the guitar was loud. So TLDR, I'm being a real like music snob right
Yeah,
now.
all right, there's Simon.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I get what you say. Yeah, like honestly, like the song, I think I like the guitar one because like with the accompaniment, it had helped flow. For me, it helped flow better. The other one without the accompaniment is fine. It's just I did end up listening to the one with the guitar first, and then I listened to the one without the guitar. I was like, and it definitely feels like something's missing. I think it's just like it needed some kind of guitar accompaniment. But
I listen to them in the reverse order.
yeah, I know.
And I don't know, just like the held note at the end of the guitar one, it almost sounded like a lullaby. Like I was wanting to go to sleep. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I can kind of see that. Yeah. But yeah, Mikey.
Not to knock either of their work, because
no, this was like
they did a very good job.
It's fan music. Like again, I think Mandos Walker even like says like in the description of on SoundCloud, like he used a terrible computer mic. Oh god, he used a terrible computer mic. Hopefully it sounds good. Lyrics provided by Zolgamax. The chords are his own, which he might recycle later for something else. But yeah, like this is just like again, like if you go into like the discussion section of the actual story, like Birth by Guitar, it is just like people like the creator was like, if somebody ever like actually like makes the song or I will give you guys like your own drawing or something like that. And then like 2 people did it and like it floored the comments.
Nice.
Yeah, because again, it's always cool when like when a piece of your own creative work like gets like fan fiction or fan art.
Yeah, and it's one thing if it's like drawn art, which is always awesome, but like that someone musically inclined decides to do something as well, like that's great.
Yeah. No, it was so. But yeah, Mikey, what were your opinions? I'm just curious.
Well, they were interesting, but when I had my own headcanon for the song, it was more country.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of saw it's weird because when I was first like reading it, I kind of got it as like a bluegrass sort of vibe to it, like yeah, I guess like that a southern kind of feel to it, like just of that kind of genre of song. The closest I think I can think of is bluegrass, or I almost want to say steam whistle, but I don't think that's the right name for the genre.
It was metal for me.
Brother, won't you lend your ear?
I mean, that would make it more anomalous if the guitarist has like an acoustic guitar and then all of a sudden there's distortion in it.
Dirty man, been working on something way deep underground. But I ain't seen no charity man since the jailer come looking around.
It worked. See?
It kind of does actually. Like, all right, I put a call. Much as Zolgamax was like, "Oh, if somebody does something, I make a call to action. If somebody provides us with a metal cover of this song, the Man of Charity Man, I will draw you in the art style of our old title cards.
Nice.
I'll draw a character of you for you." I put that out there in the ether, and may gods have mercy on my soul for my hubris.
Yes. Incoming 30 like renditions of it.
Honestly, I would be like, I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
Yeah, really, honestly.
Oh, and no AI.
Oh yeah, there you go. You have to say
AI,
that.
It can't be AI music.
That's weird that we have to say that.
I hate that you have to say that now. Yeah, I don't want AI slop. I want like an actual song.
Yeah. Alternatively, if you want to sing it like a boy band would do it, that's cool too. Or K-pop.
Oh my god.
There's music from the future.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so really like that'd be really funny if somebody does like just give us like a weird like future like kind of like more modern genre like K-pop.
That's what something. I wanted. Like no joke, when this was talking about play me a song from the future, like the Doom theme started playing in my head. No, I was thinking like the only thing they fear is you.
Yeah, no, I was like, brother, won't you lend your ear and help me if you can?
Wow.
Because I ain't seen hide hair of the man of charity man.
How does that work? Why does that work? How come you could sing the E1M1 freaking Doom theme to these lyrics? How does that work?
I think
Is that like the Guile theme where it works with anything?
Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Yeah, that's that one.
Brother, won't you lend a ear and help me if you can? Cause I ain't here no hide no hair of charity man. It kind of works, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just the beats. Like that's really what it is like the beats work for it, like the melodic.
Yeah.
Beats. Oh man. This is what happens when you have a bardic cultist.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
And you give him a song in the story.
A possibly anomalous song. Although the song itself isn't anomalous. It's
how
is it the guitar?
I think it's the guitar. I think it's the guitar. That's the anomaly, or it's just her voice, maybe even. She just might be an entity. Like the guitarist itself, herself might just be the entity.
Maybe. Although there was something from the museum that accompanied this, because after the song, the doors opened and then a wind came from the museum.
Yeah, the wind picked up. It didn't. It doesn't say specifically that like it came from the door opening, but like, come on, the door opened and like the wind picked up. So like, it definitely something came out of the exhibit. Yeah,
so it's probably like a 2-part. See, this is one. Like, we're talking about different things, sort of, but this is one thing that I still haven't gotten yet is an exhibit. Like, we still don't have an exhibit shown from the "Are we cool yet?" exhibit thing, because like what I imagined this sort of thing to be is in the exhibit there is this old crappy looking guitar with some weird anomalous artifact beside it, and like there's people talking about it and stuff like that, and then after the event's over they shut the doors and then they bring the guitar out and use it.
The problem is that you're not counting the performance of like this whole like guitar thing of like the guitarist and the nobody as an art piece. That is a performance art piece. Like,
I know, but I figured they would have it on display as well.
It is on display, but yeah, I hear what you mean. Like you want one of these stories. Hopefully, one of these stories does have like something where we actually go into the exhibit and get an art piece, like an actual art exhibit, like an actual like see what happens when somebody looks at a painting or a sculpture and like something anomalous happens.
I've read the hub and I've read 2 stories, and still I have not seen the art exhibit.
Yeah, like we'll get there. Hopefully we get there. I don't know. I say we'll get there, but I don't know if we'll get
they could be all like outside, and you're never allowed to see inside.
But that's also like part of like the allure. It's like because it's like that. It's like that recent like Minecraft ARG King in Yellow thing where like the character gets to the door to like where the ultimate truth of the Minecraft ARG is, and then the person of the video has black boxed the like what you can see in the door, so you don't actually see anything. It's just we're just seeing the footage of the guy like going in and seeing what he's seeing something. Whoever originally played the game, but then he flees from that door and runs, and we as the viewer never see what he saw because they black boxed the contents for our safety basically. Because it's like a mimetic virus thing with like the King in Yellow stuff. So,
that neat creature that was made in Minecraft in 2025.
It's like around Halloween, like it popped up and like kind of took it's still kind of taking the internet by storm a little bit. Like it's actually like given some more given Minecraft like horror ARGs second wind. Like people are now starting to talk more about like creepy Minecraft videos and like let's plays and such. So
I know. I'm bringing up the fact that a lot of people think the King in Yellow was created in 2025 in Minecraft.
Yeah. People are because they're just filing like. I love how the King in Yellow, this 100-year-old story, is now getting new. I love how it's getting new viewership, or like it's getting new attention from like new generations, but in the most absurd way through a Minecraft ARG.
Oh god, kids seeing my gamer tag and like my moniker is like, oh, he clearly plays Minecraft.
Yeah, no, exactly. Oh man, are you Avery Mayo?
I don't know who that is.
Avery the Mayo is like the user who finds like the creepy video, or the who finds the weird book in one of his chests in his Minecraft world, and then finds the links to like a couple of different videos from some other user that was in his Minecraft map.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Either way, this is not the story anymore.
No, we have completely departed. Back to SCP and the birth of by guitar. So again, I just wanted to like again showcase like again we'll have the links to the SoundCloud songs in the description below. Again, just as like a piece of like fan fiction or like a piece of fan art, fan media, I was just as amazed, I think, or as floored, and excited to find them as I think Zolgamax must have, because I just love when like art propagates art.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a fan. That sort of redeemed the story. And I just kind of, I know like it may not make entirely sense, but like I just wish there was some acknowledgement of these songs in or around the actual story, or somewhere like near at the bottom of the story, just so like just to share them, like so that people can get context perhaps of what the lyrics might sound like. But I digress. That is the end of my rants and rambles.
It would also be a cool way to make it immersive, saying like for are there times on these? Whoops. Mute. Does it not say on SoundCloud when something was posted?
Yeah, it says that they were posted 11 years ago.
Does it?
Yep.
Where?
Let me see.
At the top.
Yep. 11 years ago, acoustic.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
So either way, this could be posted saying like that the song in this story was actually created in 2014. Math. In 2014. Meanwhile, it was sung back in the 40s. Like this posting on SoundCloud could be actually canon to the story.
Yeah, perhaps, yeah. Or this was because this is supposed to be like a song from the future, like perhaps this is just like another rendition of this song from one of the performances of the actual singer, not the singer from the 1920s or whenever the art exhibit performance happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, just something like that. Just again, if you're gonna have it in, like, I think it would be cool. Like it would heighten the immersion in lore. If one of these songs, if it actually had like the audio, like an audio recording of it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, again, don't get me wrong. Like the lyrics, like being in the video, in the story, is really fun too. And again, we all apparently had different interpretations of what the beat or what kind of genre it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Again, from bluegrass country to metal.
Song from the future. Oh, techno. Well, techno doesn't really have lyrics.
It'd be dubstep.
Or it'd be like Daft Punk.
Yeah. Oh man, electronica. It's just like. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I digress. That's all I have for Birth by Guitar. Mikey, the stands for evil. What do you have now? What do you got? What do you got?
So this whole story is very confusing. So we have this song, and then we have this guy at the end who hears it on the wind, right?
Yeah.
But why would you make the Mana Charitable Foundation if you heard the song?
I think it's because it's an anomaly.
But in the song, nobody's seen the charity man.
Well, no, they're saying like, have you seen him? Like, he's very charitable. Like, they're not saying that no one's seen him, unless there's actual quotes of it saying that no one has seen him.
I ain't seen hide nor hair of the Mana Charity man.
So the way I kind of interpreted it is like the jailers are the SCP Foundation. and they're looking for the man of charity man, because he's got plans. He's working underground. He's doing stuff. I.e., he's like perhaps working not in tandem with the Foundation. That's kind of how I was seeing it. It was like he's been like he's building something, or he's creating something. Maybe the foundation, maybe his own foundation, and the jailers are the foundation, or the SCP Foundation.
I saw it like basically, given the context at the end, where it's organization that shall work towards the liberation of those in poverty, depression, and those in the throes of death, aka people that are in jail, in like
I didn't see that
impoverished and in poverty and stuff like that. So the Man of Charitable Foundation would potentially be going in and like saving people from being stuck in whatever crappy situation they're in.
Yeah.
And these people are singing about this foundation because they're widely known in that timeline, I guess, of as people that come and save you in this sort of situation. So like, oh, have you seen the Man of Charity Man? When he shows up, fuck, man.
Yeah, like you're going from like a jailing, or like a literal prison point of view. Like,
yeah.
I think it's more just like, because I think, and this might just because I skimmed through their wiki, so it's like they're helping third world countries and basically the meek of the world. They're trying to provide miracles to those who can't help themselves. So, but yeah, like it's again, we're dissecting a song, and songs are made to, like, they're not made to have a solid, like, cemented, like, interpretation. Like they're meant to be interpreted different ways depending on who you are and your emotional state and such. So,
yeah, I do see what you mean about the jailers being the SCP Foundation, because it's like, I ain't seen no charity man since the jailers came around. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to crack down on these on this other foundation that's taking their jab.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like they said he had no soul for Jalen, nor the talent for work in art. Oh, yeah. So like, okay, so this is my interpretation of this. So looking for the Man of Charity Man. Man of Charity Man has no soul for Jalen, so he's not like the SCP Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got no talent for work in art, so he's not part of the Art We Cool Yet movement.
Mm-hmm.
The circus didn't call him. No, he's been helping from the start. So it's like, yeah, like, and I because again, like the I think the charity man, like, creature, like this entity, is some, because in the wiki, like, it gives you like a history, and in the history, like, it dates back like thousands of years. Like,
okay.
there were predecessor, like, groups before, like, the founding of the Man of Charitable Foundation in 1947. So it's like he's always he's one of those entities that, like, we've seen it in other SCPs where, like, there's been entities that have been, like, alongside mankind, like, helping us along, or like protecting us from other things, or like just manipulating us through history. So like I think he's like one of those entities or something. It makes me also wonder if the circus like didn't call him. No, like, I wonder if the circus is some other, like, nod to some other group of interest. Because, this story doesn't have enough groups of interest.
No,
it's nodding toward. It's just constantly nodding to people.
I kind of appreciate that, though, honestly.
Yeah, like, the story itself, like, is sort of it's just sort of, in a way, it's kind of just like a cross-sectional bit that is sort, not quite an origin story, but I guess like a level entry or an entry level story to, like, get you into these other groups of interest. Like, oh, like, what's this Mr. Nobody, or like, what's the deal with this Mana Charitable Foundation, and then you dive down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to, like, get invested with Are We Cool Yet?
I know,
and they're already
yeah.
pointing me at other ones.
But it's just showing, like, how big the like there are other fish in this sea. Like the art, like, this one is about the Are We Cool Yet organization, nodding or hinting toward, or maybe even, like, helping other organizations that it's that are maybe against the Foundation.
Yeah, I'm thinking these first 4 in the list of collected data aren't really actually entries. They're all, like, side entries, like talking about the origin, talking about other ones, but it's not directly showing an actual "Are we cool yet?" thing.
Yeah, we'll have to see because what's the next one we have on the roster?
There's also these top 4 are separated from the other ones, and most of the other ones say project proposal with a number. Like they're actually coded, and these are like separate things. Actually, what do these project proposals look like? No, they're written like normal too.
Yeah, the next one is Living in the Limelight, which we're covering next week. And it appears to be another. It might be like another like kind of performance thing. I don't. I'm not going to look too deep into it right yet. Yeah, but yeah, it might be interesting. Like that, it's just like a. It is just like they're just pieces that like show like the origins and like some cross sectional contact with other groups that this organization has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, Mikey. We speaking of Limelight, we kind of stole yours. Sorry.
Yeah. So, my next note here is like, why don't we get any dates?
Yeah, I kind of wish we had one for the for when this performance happened.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, and then there'd also be nice for there to be one for when the guy in New York has his aha moment or whatever. But all we get is somewhere between the singers.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, like I only have a guess that it might be 1947 because I delved a little bit into that one group of interests wiki. So
what does that even mean? Somewhere between the singers.
So the song didn't actually go. So the way I think it is like, so she stole the song from somebody in the future who was already going to sing it. And then this writer heard that song on the wind from that singer in the future.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It didn't actually come necessarily like, that's why I'm thinking that's why like it sort of proposes like who, like, is the song stolen from the future or did the future steal it from her? I think it's that she did in fact like steal it from the future in that she like kind of like caught it from like the ether from some future time where like somebody was actually singing this song, and then that person's singing that song in that timeline is the one that influences the writer at the very end. It's a bit convoluted because we're dealing with
it
time.
Could also be taken as the performance gets performed at every exhibition, which is every 10 years, and somewhere between every 10 years, this happened.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much that you can assume in this that you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, this whole thing could just not be anomalous at all as well, because like all the people that were there that heard this song, the 300 people that were there, any of them could just sing it again.
Yeah,
especially if like so that song could be carried on the wind, aka just word of mouth and people singing it to just get to the point where this guy heard it out of his window. Yeah, so this whole thing could be explained out with like zero actual supernatural stuff happening.
Perhaps that is actually why the Foundation doesn't like catch them all the time, like because like half their shit is so subtle it could just border on mundane.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hope that's not the case. Like, I hope like we do get some of the more fantastical developments.
We've seen some SCP entries that are part of this that are supernatural and fucked up and gory. We just haven't got there yet in this round.
Yeah, maybe this is why they've been around so long. Is because they're just like it wasn't until like the more modern era that they started like actually like using anomalies that were like violent and hazardous.
Mm-hmm.
So far, back in the day, they were actually just like a regular art movement, like that they thought they were doing anomalies, but really it's just like happenstance and like coincidence. And then the anomalies, they started finally finding like true anomalies or true like power to harness in their art pieces, and that's when like the Foundation's like, okay, now we got to stop these guys. Now we got a problem. It's been too idiosyncratic up until that point.
Yeah, they bring that, I forget the number of them, for that statue that moves when you blink. Bring him in as an art piece.
Who's to say that wasn't from one of the Are We Cool Yet? Because it was originally a sculpture for an art exhibit.
Yeah, so maybe it was.
Fucking Weeping Angel or the quantumly locked anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember that SCP. It's like such a famous. It's like it is the SCP that people usually think of.
To be honest, the only number I remember is 999 because it's easy to remember, and he's my favorite.
Yeah, it's SCP-173.
I'm sure it is.
I only know that because I typed in SCP and then like there were like two numbered ones that popped up in the suggestions, and and I knew this one was a triple digit. So
yeah.
But anyway, sorry, Mikey. I'm sorry. We keep stealing your show.
You keep apologizing, but that's not the thing. I'm saying this too. He brings up interesting points that we have further discussions on because his notes are more interesting than mine.
I know. I also I occasionally feel bad because Mikey is just so goddamn quiet.
Yeah,
and like we talk over him a lot. I feel. So also, I'm Canadian. I'm allowed to say sorry.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
No,
sorry,
I'm sorry.
Daddy. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm more sorry about your sorry.
I'm more sorry. All right, now that we've had this Canadian argument, Mike,
okay,
keep going.
And that's the end of my actual thoughts.
Okay.
Gamer.
Honestly, I don't have much left because I've been chiming in because we've been talking about most of the things that I wrote down. Basically, the only thing I have left is in the guise that this is a supernatural song or a supernatural guitar that can put the song into the future with no like negative repercussions one way or another. By that scale, so far for what we have on Are We Cool Yet art, like something that could also be shown to be Are We Cool Yet art is like Link playing a song on his ocarina to teleport through magic pixie dust like stuff. Like that is technically Are We Cool Yet art?
Absolutely, yeah.
Is it?
The like Legend of Zelda, like Ocarina of Time songs, like the Song of Healing, the Song of Time, like those are absolutely those would absolutely qualify as anomalies. Like that's anomalies for the SCP Foundation. Like they are basically paranormal phenomena, like stuff that breaks reality or like augments it or changes it in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I think with this case, like either and you say like, oh, it's like she's like harmlessly affecting the future. It's like, I mean, if she is indeed like putting this song out like forward into the future for something defined, like it isn't. It fundamentally changed the world, like to the point that there's a whole new timeline and canon with this new foundation that's basically risen into power, all because of perhaps all because of this song. So, or perhaps she's just prophetic and she just like took this song from another timeline. That's how she's like her guitar allows her to like basically receive songs from the future or from future timelines.
Yeah, what's to say it's from a different timeline? I keep mentioning that. It could be the same timeline.
I'm just going on the different timeline, like it like just because of like because of how the Mana the Mana Charitable Foundation seems to have its own like full on like alternate history to the rest of the SCP Foundation, because at some point in like in the 2020s the SCP Foundation dissolves, like it is disbanded, and the Mana Foundation seems to take over. But again, that's a story for another time. That's literally, that's like, again, going into like the Mana Charitable Foundation and their stories and such. So,
well, who's to say that the couple of other SCP entries that have Are We Cool Yet art in them, what's to say that they're not part of that timeline and not the normal timeline?
They might.
Do we know?
Well, no, we don't. Like that's the thing. Like
there's so many timelines.
Like that's the thing. Like no, that's the thing. Like there are, because it's a community of writers. Each like multiple individuals and groups of individuals have their own canons, their own timelines, their own settings. Like there's different versions of the SCP Foundation setting within the SCP Foundation website. So, and that's the thing. Like the entries are all like they're sort of left in this, like they're classified in anomalous in like where they fit for that reason that anybody could like pick and choose which anomalies they're going to have in their setting. So again, that's sort of the beauty and also the crux of a communal writing project like this, is that not everybody's going to have not everybody's going to have the same like ideas of how to like fit things into their own thing. They're going to have their own diverging plots and setting, or like versions of the setting, basically. So it's sort of a chaotic order to it. But
yeah, that's honestly all I have left, really, because I kind of spoke on everything else.
all right. Well, now that we've sifted through that mess, honestly, I was surprised how like because when I first I read the story like twice actually. I read I read it once over, and then I was like, wow, that's a pretty short. And then I read it again to get my notes and such, and I was like, oh no, there's a lot more I can get here. I've like just like speculating. So like it is sort of, there's a sort of an issue to it where it's like it's too vague in certain spots, or there's spots where it's just too like it's not like defined enough, but then there are spots that are like it leaves you open for like interpretation. So
that on like a second run through, you actually catch more.
Yeah, exactly. So final thoughts here. I'm tentatively going to recommend it. I was originally going to only partially recommend it because, again, like on account of it's definitely on the spectrum of like strange and anomalous, or like strange and like whimsical sort of like SCPs, which is like, even though it might potentially be reality altering in a subtle way, it wasn't spooky or creepy or visceral, like in a horror aspect. So, and that's sort of like where SCPs usually fall under. There's like two categories, or two ends of a spectrum where SCPs land on. Like they're either like sanity blasting and horrifying and like make you question like your mortality and like you have existential horror and such, or it's a silly like object, or like it's an SCP entry that is done as like a goof or a troll. And even like, and it's just supposed to be like, it's not supposed to be like scary, but just like weird, like a cup that you take a sip from, and confetti
It refills.
Yeah, exactly. And it refills, and the confetti pops out somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like
somewhere
yeah.
miles away, confetti pops out.
Well, no, in the same room that you're in, or something.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like those kind of SCPs and so that and all that stuff. So that's kind of where this kind of fell under. It was like the weird and whimsical stuff. And so I was a little let down because it wasn't like spooky and creepy, like kind of how some of the entries that have involved the Are We Cool Yet connection have been kind of like weird and creepy, not weird and just whimsical.
Mm-hmm.
But so I was kind of hoping more for like a direct horror thing on this one. But then I heard the story, the song renditions for this that came out of the story, and goddamn, that was like, it kind of pushed it over the edge for me, because of like, it made it more of just like a feel good story, even though it's not very spooky.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it bumped it up to a full recommendation, a tentative full recommendation.
Based on what? What makes it tentative?
Just like I acknowledge it's not very scary, and acknowledge it's not very like, it's not, there's problems with it.
If you're reading this to be scared, you will not.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you still enjoyed it.
Yeah, but I absolutely enjoyed it, and honestly, because the song, like the actual musical rendition, like helped elevate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll fully admit, like, there's problems with it, and like it's not gonna grab everyone the way it grabbed me. So like that's why I'm not super like, oh, how dare you guys not recommend this or anything like that. But like, it's just like, because I feel like sometimes I get a little pissy when you guys like don't recommend something that I like, and it's like, what's wrong with me? Like
sometimes.
Okay, a lot of the time.
I mean, we all do, honestly, at one point or another.
But yeah, like I feel like in this case, I'm not that angry, because like I understand that like this isn't going to be for everybody. But if you're like me, you might enjoy this, even if it's not very scary. So that's why I'm recommending it. Mikey, these stands for evil.
All right. Well, my biggest problem with the story is that it's full of ass.
What?
Umptions.
Ah, I see. Options, yes.
Yeah, because like it's assumed that the story is from the future, and it's assumed that that the sound of these lyrics can go all the way from France to New York, which
Almost like
is
there's anomalies.
pretty crazy, yeah. But it's the guitar that's the power item, so not the person's voice. So,
I mean, you don't know that. Like, the guitarist could be an SCP entity.
but the story is called "Birth by Guitar."
Yeah, true. How do you know? Oh my god! How do you not know? Or how do you know? How do you know that the guitar birthed this individual to play it, thus making it SCP whatever this number would be -A?
I mean, you're right. We
Again,
don't know that.
Yeah, because that's part of the problem. That's a lot of ass.
That's fair. That's fair. I do kind of wish that like the guitarist, was like an there was like a link to another SCP entry that was the guitar, or like that it can birth its own creator, or it can birth its own like performer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that would be neat, but we don't get that.
So get on that, SCP Foundation. Make that SCP entry, or share or give us the link to it, because it should have been in the story.
It kind of seems like the whole anomalous aspect of this. The guitarist sings a song, and the song is carried basically via carrier pigeon. It takes a long time to go across the sea. Like a couple of years later, it lands in the mouth of some carolers outside of some dude's house, and he sings it. Like, that's how it works.
That might have been, yeah, I kind of like that, actually.
But also, after singing the song, everyone that witnessed it, they don't remember the song. Because if they remember the song, they could theoretically write down the song and actually continue propagating the song.
Yeah.
But that has to be impossible to do, which means you would have to wipe their mind, which means they don't remember what they saw that night. So why bother?
And oh god, I've gone cross-eyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not going to recommend this.
Fair. Gamer.
Well, for me, on first reading through, I was like, this isn't scary. Where's the anomalous stuff? I don't understand. And I wrote down, I'm going to recommend it. But like through us talking about it and you mentioning how like there's actual other threads being shown to other entities and organizations and stuff like that, I'm appreciating it more. So I kind of get it more, and I get the connection better between the actual lyrics and what's said at the end, because it's basically describing the Foundation that was birthed at the end. God
damn it.
That's never going to get old, at least not for me. So yeah, overall, I'm going to bump mine up to a partial because I appreciate more what's here, but I can't give it a full recommendation because on my first reading, I did not get it. I didn't get it as much as I get it now. So like, for someone like me, it's better to discuss it with other people to fully understand it, because if you're just reading it by yourself, you'll just be confused and it's like nothing really happened. Great, moving on, you know?
I honestly feel like that is... You actually just like nailed something. It's like, I honestly feel like a lot of SCPs are meant to be enjoyed like that. Like they're meant to be shared and like discussed. Like I think that's sometimes I feel like that's like what some of these authors like are trying to do with their entries is create like a conversational piece. Like,
yeah,
like a piece that can be enjoyed, that honestly gets bumped up or gets elevated because people start talking. It's like, what the fuck was with this entry? Like, it's just like a guitar. Is like, and then like the other person reads it. It's like, and then they start discussing it, like what we just did for like the last hour and a half.
Yeah. So yeah, for me overall, I'm going to leave it at a partial because I appreciate it. And regardless, even back when I didn't recommend it, I still appreciated the work that went into writing a whole song in regards to this. I just didn't see the connective tissues, so it didn't hit as hard as it does now.
Yeah, I'll be
But
honest.
I still want to see a freaking exhibit. I want to see inside the goddamn place. I want to see a freaking exhibit.
And that was the last we ever heard of Gamer. Last thing he said, he was going into the exhibit. It was made for him.
Yep, that's fine as long as I get to see it. Then I can die happy, immersed in creepypasta.
You're learning. Welcome. Yes. You are okay. Oh my god, you like 100% are the guy who's gonna just like go insane from like from going to like you're the ones like, no dude, you shouldn't go see this new play called The King in Yellow. It's like, no, it has yellow in it, I need to see it.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
No sir, you really don't. It's like, no, I'm going to see it. And in other news, the theater burned down today with all the audience like left inside. Firefighters found the bodies of all audience members still in their seats, smiling.
Even the one that was dressed up like a ninja. The mask on the front, his mask was curled up into a smile.
No, he had the mask off because I wear no mask.
Oh,
You said the thing.
He said the thing. So yeah, question: would you be like jealous if I was the one who died immersed in creepypasta and you were still alive?
I mean, I'd be sad that you're dead.
But you'd also be like a little jealous because, like, damn, that's how I want to go.
First and foremost, I would be sad that you died.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, I'd be like, you motherfucker.
He took my thing.
He took my germ.
Now on your gravestone, it has to be, he also died immersed in creepypasta because you didn't do it first.
No. We both our gravestones are like right next to each other.
Of course they are.
Yours has immersed in creepypasta, and then mine is just like next to idiot. No. Just an arrow pointing to
Yeah. Oh man, I'd love that.
Oh god. But yes, that'd be really funny. But yeah, I think that's a good. That's as good enough an end to this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a tentative full recommendation, a partial recommendation, and a non-recommendation.
Yep.
And again, it's just depending on what you're expecting out of it and how much you're able to tolerate, I suppose.
Mhm.
But that'll do it for this week's episode. So if you like what you heard, or if you didn't, leave us a comment in the comment section below where this gets posted. Some of us are on Blue Sky. Mikey is at the E Stands for Evil. And I'm at Review Cultist. You can also send us emails at aldenterigamortis@gmail.com. That's ALDENTERIGAMORTIS@gmail.com. Where you can also leave us suggestions for other creepypastas, SCPs, spooky things. You creep it, we'll peep it. Yeah. And if you'd like to help support our show financially, you can go to Patreon. We have special episodes, early access, and extra content. To all our patrons, helping support the show, thank you immensely. You're helping keep those hosting bills at bay. And as always, we very much appreciate that. And to our listeners and the authors of these stories, thank you immensely, because without your listenership, it'd be like screaming into the void. And without your authorship, writing and posting these stories and SCP entries on the internet, we really wouldn't have much of a show because we'd have nothing to talk about. So thank you. Now's a good time to mention that we are part of a podcast network, Crit in the Night, an actual play and creepypasta podcast network. We're there alongside our sister podcast, One Less Die, and our cousin podcast, The Role Playing Exchange, for things that go crit in the night. Until next time, I've been your host, Review Claus.
I'm Mikey. The E stands for Ebenezer.
And I'm the Grinch in yellow.
And this has been another SCP-Cember episode of Al Dente Rigor Mortis. Sleep well.
You know, I keep saying that I'm the Grinch in yellow, but like this is 2 episodes in a row where like my heart is growing a couple of sizes every time because I go in hating the story, and then by the end I'm like, it was all right actually, kind of.
You should probably get your heart checked.
Yeah, maybe.